5, 4, 3, duh. No, it's un. Okay.
Stopping you with the deadliest game alive.
No, it can't stop me.
Good evening, everybody.
What's up?
I'm Judge James.
I'm Judge Evie.
This is Living for Crits. Together, we are the most popular and longest running father-daughter tabletop role-playing game show.
That's us.
That's us.
That's us.
Even if that popularity isn't big, it's still the most
we have
popularity.
Cool people.
We do, and with us already is Greg and Shannon. So,
yeah.
I mean, really, we have a show.
Look, we have 5 friends here already.
We have 5 friends here already.
Yeah.
And everyone watching right now live on Twitch, you're one of our friends. And thank you for being here. Welcome to the legendary Walls Dungeon Tavern, as it says right there.
Welcome.
And we, you can't be copying other people's crap, kid. Why would you do that?
It's an accident.
Stop doing it.
It's an accident.
Oh my gosh. We're a week out from spawn of CyclopsCon, and tonight we get a weird show for you. Weird show. But, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that we've kind of realized we have to get back into some gaming, especially some DCC gaming, especially some Judge Evie DCC gaming.
Yeah, this is mad fact.
Because your gaming has sort of stalled out, right?
No.
I mean, it kind of has.
Maybe.
Well, that's okay. Gaming groups stall out sometimes, and you have to you gotta just kind of keep moving forward and find a different game.
Yeah.
And put something different together.
Yeah.
Or take something you have apart and put it together a different way.
Yeah.
Let's go to the questions. Let's go to Judge Evie Presides. We'll start there. We'll start there.
Yeah.
This is the part of the show where you send questions to us at dccjudgeevie@gmail.com.
Yep.
And we've got one question, and we've got a rap this week. And that one question is 3 parts of a question from Brian McKay.
No, it's just 3 questions.
3 questions from Brian McKay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Question 1.
That's the CH, right?
It's Chow.
Okay.
It's Chow, judges. It's Italian.
It's Italian?
Look where your head is in the channel, in the screen, and drift
Is
more
better
this
for
way.
you? Is this better
I just don't.
for you?
Your head goes off screen all the time.
Okay. I'm fine. It's ready now.
You're fine. It's at Freddy now.
No, I said it's ready now.
Get your brother in here. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Here are a few questions. 1. Have you ever used a random dungeon generator to prep for an adventure?
Yes.
Or to run one in real time?
Yes.
Rolling for rooms?
Yes.
Monsters?
Yes.
Traps?
Yes.
Etc.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. But
Yes.
when?
No,
I'm asking you, when have you done it? You said yes.
With like a random, the story cubes count?
Yeah, I think so.
I've done those ones.
Hand me the big green bag there, on top there.
Oh no.
I'll say this, back when, I'll share this in a second. Back when I was first discovering the internets and stuff in the mid to late 90s, and then in the early 2000s, there were websites that had some pretty good online generators. And we would use those. I would use those to make games, or make maps for stuff sometimes. Got away from that, though, as the years have gone on. But what we've tried, and we've done this once at Gen Con, actually, is we have Rory Story Cubes, but we also have these, and these are by Dungeon Morph. These are Dungeon Morph dice, and these are those, you might see them at the conventions, and you take them, and you can roll random maps up. So if I've used it before, so I roll, I now have a cool little dungeon together here. I mean, there we go. Look at that. There's a map, you know.
Snazzy
and
map.
maybe you can say the party enters over here at this edge and explores those areas, and that's your map. And as long as you have a good random, monster generation chart and you've got, some Rory story. Really, this and some Rory story cubes is all you really need if you wanted to get that rolling. My mom made me this bag. It's just like a dragon egg crocheted bag. She made this for me years ago, and I have quite a few.
Like 2 years ago.
More like 4 years ago, kiddo. Because back in the old house.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
No.
that's how crazy it is.
No.
And I have a ton of these dice. I have there's a town set, so you could roll a town up. There's one that has mazes.
Is that all that's in here?
Yeah, that's all I have is a bunch of these.
Wait,
so I have tons of these. They're not cheap, but they're definitely worth it. And then each set comes with a map key. So you can, as long as you keep the map key, you can kind of figure out. Oh, we got coffee or tea. Here, what we got?
We have. Oh no!
Oh
no!
Oh no!
We have coffee, decaf.
Well, thank you. Let me get that. I'm sorry, everybody. Give us a moment. It's a coffee break.
And tea with honey for my honey.
Yay!
So again, these are Dungeon Morph dice from Dungeon Morph, and from Inkwell Ideas. So you can go to either dungeonmorphs.com or inkwellideas.com, and you can get yourself some sets of these. But yeah, Greg, it's a cool, fun talent generator, dungeon generator, and you could do. I think there's one for caves in here. So you could put that back up there, please. But that is a great random generator, and so is the story cubes. And I'm trying to think, I have some other. There are other random generators out there, so you just gotta go find them.
They're pretty swag.
Yeah. Next question.
What?
Great question.
Yeah.
Next.
I see that Empire of the East for DCC is ready to release, which sounds fantastic, but will force me to spend more money. Do you know the setting and have any pre-release thoughts?
Yeah. Do you want to go over to the shelf and get my copy? Go ahead and get my Empire of the East. All right. It's with the MCC books.
Everyone's gonna see my slippers.
It's with the MCC books.
Where are those at?
All right. You know the DCC books are?
No. Oh, they're there.
One shelf down is the Lankmar, MCC, Metamorphosis Alpha, all that stuff. And it's the far left. Far left. Keep going.
Right. Yeah.
Empire of the East. It's a hardback.
What? No.
Is that a hardback?
No.
That was Metamorphosis Alpha, wasn't it? Is that a hardback? All right, bring it over. All right, Judge Evie's. This just came in. I know it just came in the mail. But I've had the PDF for a while because it was a Kickstarter backer. Judge Evie, please show our guests, our viewers, Empire of the East. So this is Empire of the East. Look, the beautiful elephant on the front here. I think it's called the elephant in the book, which is like a tank. But this is so Empire of the East, if you don't know, is a licensed, officially licensed product by Fred. The novels, there were 4 of them, were written by Fred Saberhagen, and it's a fun science fantasy story series. I like the first book the most of the 4 that were out for. I read all of these last year. You can get the collection pretty easily on Amazon or wherever you buy books. And opening it up, it's just it's a fun, pretty sparsely, I say sparsely populated, but it's not a super in-depth setting that you can fill whatever you want in here and use as a baseline for whatever you want to have. It definitely does have a nice mix of magic and fantasy. So, but yeah, I mean, I guess what was the full question he asked? I mean,
What's our thoughts in the setting?
My thoughts so far is that it feels a lot more like DCC. In fact, it is DCC.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, but it feels more DCC than MCC. So Greg asked if DCC or MCC. You could run it with MCC, but it feels more DCC. It feels to me like the kind of setting where it's actually a bit more up my what?
We got frozen.
Did we? We're not frozen now.
Oh, now we're back.
It's more up my alley. If I want to run a post-apocalyptic game, I'm probably going to run it with DCC characters. Does it incorporate the swords at all? Is that in relation to the other books that he did? Because if they are, I don't know. I've only read. Oh, why are we frozen?
I don't know.
Crap.
It's not good.
No, it's not. We doth be frozen.
Unfreeze.
Yeah, we have no connection. So let me try to reboot us here. I know.
Oh no.
This is no good.
This is not good.
It's not.
Uh-oh.
This has been happening down here though. Evie, say something fun and pithy while I reset this.
What's pithy mean?
Just something fun and pithy.
Oh no.
Say something. Are we back here? I think we're back again. Boop, 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 ba-doop, doop. How's
We have
this?
network error. We're live!
Hey, we're back. All right, there we go. Sorry about that.
Oops.
That's been happening down here. Our internet connection in our basement stinks.
Where should I put the book?
I don't know, up there behind us. We didn't say much while we were gone. And if you're watching us on YouTube, you just watched us just kind of freak out for a couple seconds.
Yeah.
We have a repeater. Hand me that little thing in the bag there. We're supposed to put this together. It's a Wi-Fi range extender, but I haven't done this yet. Swords. What swords? Like the other, are you talking about the other series of books that Saberhagen did? If so, no clue. I don't remember that in there. I mean, people fought with swords, if that's what you're talking about. But, yeah.
It's so confusing.
When I think swords, yeah, it's clocking. What's clocking? I don't always say.
Does that mean it's like a thing where it like speeds up really fast and says everything we missed?
Well, I can't help that.
We talk like that.
I can't stop that.
I don't know.
Next question.
Okay.
Good questions. I'm sorry if I'm not the best at answering these. I'm sorry if our show is acting up today.
Number 3.
3.
What type of Dungeon Master / Judge screen do you use, and what information is included inside? Should I go get one of them?
Man. Which one do you want to grab from down there?
We just use the normal one, right? Well, I use that one.
Yeah, we don't have to grab them all. I always use a judge's screen or a DM screen or a GM screen.
So all the stuff in those ones.
I'm a screen fan, and I find that any of the GM screens are pretty darn good for DCC. My personal favorite screens are the ones that are lower, though. I really like the height of the Savage Worlds screens, even if we aren't really playing Savage Worlds much right now. The higher screens are fine, too, but I feel like if I'm sitting down, I prefer to have a little extra room. I think the Fantasy Age and Modern Age screens are pretty low, so they're good. I like the screens that have information for the players on the other side. I'm actually enjoying that for Alternity, that there's information on both sides. Unfortunately, I put Alternity online, so it isn't helping anybody really, but it's something that I have. So I can like flip the screen backwards and take a look at some extra information, which is interesting. So I think we should move on to the next series of questions. Brian, thank you for some great questions.
I think it's rap time.
It's rap time. All right, here we go.
It's called the Minute Glass.
This is from Greg
I'm scared.
Schwarzkopf, and we're gonna read this. Hold on. She's gonna do it. Here we go. Here's our weekly Greg rap. Ready?
Yeah. As a caster of spells, one is sure to agree. Many trips to the wall depletes one's energy. A long rest or some sleep may not be in the cards. If you're in trouble deep, lack of spells could be hard. This item will help you regain each enchantment, as if time could undo all the energy spent. Stand once for a minute, you fall into a trace, and when you are in it, your power will enhance. When life's looking dicey, your use of minute glass could very well be what will save you from your sweet carcass.
Man, Gray, that was a tough one.
That was, yeah.
Oh, look, we got a Greg. Thank you for sending us over the rap. We did the best we could with it. Well, what best rap to date? You think so? I don't know.
I thought it was use. I thought it was use, but it was use, and then I just kept saying use.
All right, Deb's got a question. I just got Purple Planet as a late Christmas present. And curious of the rules for getting lost. Did you use these? Are they fun or tedious for the players? You mean just wandering around the wastes? I mean, I found the best thing our players did was wandering in the wastes and just getting, when we were playing Purple Planet, I was in the middle of a lot of playing a whole lot of The Long Dark, which is a computer game where you are, now it's on multiple platforms, where you are trapped in like the cold Canadian North after a geomagnetic storm knocks out all power, and it's like a quiet apocalypse. I've talked quite a bit about it on Glowburn, and I was real into the idea of living off the land. Like, not me personally, because we don't do that, but for characters. So we really enjoyed the experience in Purple Planet with the characters having to wander around and, get materials from hacking up monsters and stealing it from...
Hack. I hacked them, get it? It's a joke.
No, it's cool. Stealing it from Beastmen and stuff, so... Let's go into the main meat of the show tonight. How about that?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Great questions, everyone. Great comments. Great stuff. We really appreciate it. As always, send your questions, comments, or raps to dccjudgeevie@gmail.com. All right. So you're wearing a shirt again, a hoodie again.
I think it's the third week in a row where
yeah, I think so. So we are definitely in a gaming... Well, one of us is in a gaming rut right now. I mean, technically, I have multiple weekly games going on right now. I'm getting ready to run some gaming with Cooper. And you
are?
Yeah, I've been working on those space miniatures over there for that. I mean, you're welcome to play with us, but...
I said hi to them.
Judge Evie is not judging at the moment. You're on a judging break.
Oops.
And we've been talking about what to put together. And one of the things I suggested was trying to come up with some gaming ideas that sort of meets her interest level.
Oh,
no. Are we slowing?
Oh, right.
Yeah. The things that she's interested in. One thing that Evie has become very interested in is the TV show Criminal Minds. Like so, Judge Evie, for people who don't know what Criminal Minds is, please explain.
Hi. Okay. So essentially, it's a bunch of people that work in the BAU. Do you remember what that is?
No.
It's the FBI Behavioral Analysis Unit, and they have to it's a big thing about profiling a bunch of criminals, and then they have to find them, and each episode's a different criminal.
Mm-hmm.
But they profile them, which is pretty swag, and then they sometimes stop them. Well, they usually stop them.
Usually.
But it doesn't always end up well.
They didn't stop Jamie Kennedy from serving people cooking up some people and serving them at a barbecue, though.
Oh yeah. Then
that
the
was pretty
episode
cool.
ended right there.
I know.
They're like, "Where's this lady at?" And he's like,
"In your tummy."
Guys. Yeah.
And what is the fascination? There's multiple kids your age right now watching Criminal Minds, correct?
Nope.
It's you and at least 2 friends?
Nope.
Why? It's like a 15, 16, 17-year-old drama, and you're all into this. Why is that?
Well, I mean...
You had to get the hoodie.
Because it's, cool.
Why is it cool?
It's interesting. And it's not like some dumb, weirdo teenage high school show.
It's not Riverdale, you're saying?
No, Riverdale's fine. I like Riverdale. That's, my favorite show of all time.
Why do you think it would translate well into a role-playing game?
Because it would be interesting.
But why would it be interesting?
Because
you're going to tear this out of you, man. You suck at being interviewed, kid.
I'm not good at being interviewed. We've been new.
Why should Criminal Minds be a role-playing game?
Because,
Do you wish you did show notes like I do?
No. I don't feel like it. it would be, what's the word?
We're losing viewers.
I don't remember the word. Wait, I had it in my head.
You have no words.
No, it was in my head. The word
You got 2 seconds. I'm moving on.
No.
Until we lose more viewers.
No.
All right. So Criminal Minds is like a procedural cop show is what I see it as, except for its FBI agents. I have watched a few episodes. I don't know if I prefer Mandy Patinkin right now to Joe Mantegna.
I want Mandy Patinkin.
Crime of the week could be hard to maintain, Greg says. Ooh, I don't know. It could be, but
it leaves you on suspense. It's very suspenseful. That's what I was gonna say.
Now I feel like I'm getting the gauntlet's being thrown. I'm maybe I could maintain that.
You have a different crime every week.
So initially, I had purchased a few weeks back. I purchased Modern Age, and I think that the Modern Age RPG, you could definitely do a police procedural type of story. I don't know if I'd want to use Modern Age. I don't know if I'd want to. I was trying to. How interesting would it be to play Criminal Minds or something similar to that in just a regular world? Or would it be more interesting to translate that into a fantasy or science fiction setting? But even further, and given the fact that we are judges and we talk mostly about DCC and MCC, let's talk about that. So, how would someone translate Criminal Minds or any other crime drama show into a Dungeon Crawl Classics or Mutant Crawl Classics game?
Oh, should I explain how to do it now?
Yeah.
What I would do?
What would you do?
Okay, so I would have a different crime every week, kind of like the show does. So I have a different crime every episode. Then it's not just some drawn out thing and some, we don't want that. It's boring. So anyway, so essentially I would have if it's 2 hours, I think it's 2 hours, right? And so I would focus the first hour. You can't focus everything, but after the first hour, I'd move it along to the next portion. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Kind of like in the show, where they do the first half is more profiling and trying to profile the person. So you could give the people clues and all that stuff and lead them around a map or something, and then they could try to then they could try to profile them, and then the second half could be more towards gearing it to find the killer and then save it. Not save them, but stop them.
Sure.
Yeah. And so you could make it a puzzle or something.
How would that work in a DCC or MCC format though? How would you see there being a funnel?
Just do what you said.
What did I say?
You said have it be training.
Have the funnel be the training?
Yeah.
To see who gets through?
Yeah. The rest of them die.
That's pretty severe.
Well, they wouldn't die. They just wouldn't move on. Which wouldn't moving on.
What kind of universe would fit? Okay, Greg Stockton said, my story would be the procedural aspect, false leads, hints, etc. And you need proof of criminality. You can't just execute the villain.
Sure you can.
You could definitely execute the villain, I think. Deb says, my home is powered by the apocalypse. I think you could do it there. I've still not played a Powered by the Apocalypse game for 2 reasons. The first is just haven't had a chance, and the second is if I add one more system in my brain will collapse. It's very possible. But we can't. I don't know if we're legally allowed to talk about Powered by the Apocalypse on a show like this.
I don't know what that is.
I'm just kidding. It's a role playing game.
Wow.
It's like Apocalypse, the Apocalypse Engine.
Wow.
I don't know.
He doesn't know either.
I've never played it. I know lots of people who do play it though. I think instead of statistics, you have words. Instead of having a strength of 15, you'd have a might of asparagus.
That's so confusing.
You have weird stats too, like chutzpah. Just kidding.
What's a chutzpah?
Never mind. I'm just kidding. That's what's it called? That's paranoia.
I'm so confused.
I'm just messing. All right, so
how to be asparagus?
Let's talk about settings, okay?
Oh,
so
yeah.
where could you see this type of game, this Criminal Minds, or as I was jokingly calling it, what was it? Unlawful Psyches.
Yeah.
Where could you see the Unlawful Psyches campaign taking place? Would you say Could it take place in a fantasy setting? Would it take place in a post-apocalyptic or sci-fi setting? How would you manipulate a modern setting for it? Like, what do you think about that?
Well, a modern setting would just be like a modern setting.
Would that be boring, though?
I don't know.
Again, interviewing you is mind-boggling right now.
A fantasy setting would, I'm staring at the word fantasy. High fantasy.
Well, don't look at the fantasy word
You're
then.
not gonna look at the word fantasy.
Like, I have an idea for how I would do it.
How would you do it?
All right.
Because then I can base my ideas off of yours.
This is how I would do
better.
it. I've always wanted to run like a Monster Hunter game, okay? Like something where you have to hunt down a different monster, okay? And you know what, Dev is a really good point here. It is a setting where anyone could be a villain seems like a necessity. Okay, so let's talk about that here, because it works right into what I was going to say. So what about a setting where it was a sci-fi setting using Mutant Crawl Classics, and the players were agents of an organized group of mutants and psychics and stuff, and well, maybe they were an organized group of those entities with powers, and essentially heading out into the world, the wastes, wherever, to deal with others that have used those powers for evil or fell deeds. And the fact that everyone or lots of folks have mutations, good or bad, you'd have to figure out like who did it. So, for instance, you could go into a village. Here come the mutants in black. I love that, Dev. You can go into a village, and the crime that's been reported has been that different people in the village have been reported as having been drowned. And
oh snap!
And everyone thinks that the drowning is taking place from one of the mutants, maybe that is super strong and is leaving these bodies in the river, and they don't, and they are blaming maybe a mutant that is a merchant who has money owed to him. But the reality is that one of the people that owe the merchants money has a secret power where they could summon water. And they were summoning water into the lungs of the victims to frame the merchant.
Oh snap! That's a twister.
That would be Criminal Minds, though, right?
Yeah.
Look at that. Also, anyone can be innocent. Greg says the giant killer alien was knitting at the time, and the sweet grandmother's a flesh-eating mutant.
Or you could do one where you introduce a person's like, oh, I'm here to help, like a piece, like an NPC. And then, later, if we find out that they just injected themselves into the investigation to make them look not guilty, but then you find out they're the killer.
So I think that there's a home for Criminal Minds in Mutant Crawl Classics somehow?
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to do that, but...
We'll do it.
Maybe we'll do that.
It's going to be pretty...
Maybe we'll figure that out. Dev says you need something like the carousing table, but for motives and leads. That's a good point. Or just the carousing table, because everyone likes carousing table.
Yeah.
I have that Metamorphosis Alpha box set where it's was it the Alpha City or something like that? You need a whole urban place to set the thing. I don't know. I always say if I'm ever going to run Mutant Crawl Classics again, I'm going to set it on my own version of the Warden, which is like a big 50-foot long spaceship. That's in space.
I mean, I would figure it would be.
What?
Spaceship.
What?
In space.
Oh. All right. So that's a plot. That's a something. We'll see if Evie can get some friends on board for this. Maybe I'll run I'll run once a test session of this. A training mission and then a mission to see if we can pull this off.
Yeah.
So. We shall see. We shall report back if this happens or not, okay?
Yeah, it can be yeah.
All right, we're going to wrap things up here. We're getting at 9:30. We're going to start pulling things together. Kickstarter shout-outs. So, there's one. Zine Quest 3 is coming. And since we did talk about Mutant Crawl Classics tonight, and since yesterday we recorded Glowburn, DM Bad Wrong Fun on Twitter shared with me the Merchants of the Multiverse Kickstarter, which is by Dragon Peak Publishing. So look up Merchants of the Multiverse. It is currently the only MCC zine quest out there, Kickstarter for this year. So I'm not as up to speed on the zine quest stuff, because there's so much of it. But definitely check that out. It's already funded, so you're gonna get a book, which is cool. But there's also a lot of other cool zine quest things to look at. Road Crew shout out. Spawn of SuckupsCon is this coming week, the 26th to 28th. It is gonna be huge. Very excited for that. And then Ethereal GaryCon is after that, March 25th to March 28th. It's GaryCon but online.
Why is it ethereal?
Because it's online.
What does ethereal mean?
It means not in person. It means like in the vapors of time and space.
Vapors of time.
Because it's not in person.
Swag.
So,
Go.
and if you're running any games for friends that could be considered Road Crew games, let us know and we will share those with the multiverse.
Yeah.
All right, Evie, where can folks find us online?
They can find us at I Live for Crits on Twitter, Living for Crits on Instagram, and then search Living for Crits on YouTube.
Until next week, be safe, be healthy, be kind. And for my outro ASMR,
I don't know what to say.
I'm just gonna do things in Law and Order when they go dun dun. Say a Criminal Minds quote.
I don't have
Like,
anything in mind.
hi, I'm Joe Montana.
I'll say Mandy Patinkin.
Nothing like a 14-year-old shouting out Mandy Patinkin.
It was
All right,
shouting at
good
his
night,
ASMR.
everybody.